Hello, this is wmpyr. For today's lesson, we're going to start off with double sticks and then we're going to go to empty hand. Alright, so the first thing is let me show you a form that is an 8-count drill. So let's get started real quick. This is how it goes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, so let's break it down. All right, as with a lot of these kinds of forms, the right side and the left side are basically doing the same thing. Okay, so we could divide it. This is an 8-count form, so we could divide it into 4. So the 4 done starting from the right side and 4 done starting from the left side. They're basically mirror opposites of each other. You put them together, you get 8. So let's first start off with the first 4. So it goes, number 1 is a parry, so number 1, and then number 2 is your gunting right here. So it goes 1, 2. 2 continues on and comes up here. So 2 basically makes an X strike. So 2, 3, kind of connected right there, and then 4 is almost like you could do like this horizontal type strike, and then it comes down right here. So that's my number 4. Okay, so let's do that again. Number 1 is a parry. Number 2 is the gunting, where I'm actually hitting the arm. Okay, and that motion continues to do number 3, which is my X strike. And then number 4, we could just go ahead and do a horizontal this way. All these techniques can be changed and modified, but for right now, for simplicity's sake, let's just do a horizontal strike right here. Now, that was 4, so now we're going to go 5, 6, 7, and 8. So that's going to be on this side over here. So once again, we're going to start with the parry. So we're going to parry this way, and then this is my gunting right here. And that motion continues to do the X strike like we did, and this is my horizontal. Okay, and now I can continue back. That's 8, so I can start over again. Number 1, number 2, 3, and 4. And now I'm going to do 5, 6, 7, 8. 5, 6, this is my X strike, 7, and 8. So the idea here is a strike is coming in this way, and I'm going to parry like so. If a strike is coming in from that side, from his right arm, then I will parry with my left. Okay, so if he's going to strike me with his left arm, then I will parry over here. Okay, I'm parrying this way. I'm basically heading towards their back. So I'm going to parry this, or I'm parry this way. Either way, it begins with a parry. So I parry first and hit the arm. Okay, I parry and hit the arm. So if they're holding a weapon, I am hitting the weapon. Now I know I've heard some criticism about that. It doesn't matter if it's European sword styles, medieval, or fencing styles, more modern. It doesn't matter if it's Japanese samurai or iaido or kendo. The idea here is the same. Of course, I want to use my weapon to hit their body, without a doubt. But we have to understand that, can you do that without getting hit? That makes it difficult, because chances are they also have a weapon. So if they have a weapon, I have a weapon, and for me to hit their body without getting hit, that's what makes it challenging. But for me to hit their weapon without getting hit, that's easier. So basically, a lot of these other styles that maybe criticize the eskrima that they don't understand is what they're doing is they're working on the KO punch. Okay, we have that too. We want that too. It only makes sense. You know, you want to hit the body with your weapon. But because that's difficult to do, we have the jab. So that's where the defanging the snake comes in. That's essentially a jab. It's easier. It may not be as great, the result, but it can still definitely open opportunities, open windows for opportunities. So that's what we're doing here when we defang the snake. So that's all it is. So let's move on. So one more time. Right here, this is my parry. So if they have a weapon, I am hitting the weapon, most likely. So hit the weapon, move out of the way, and this is my gunting strike right here, where I am going for defanging the snake. Okay, I am hitting their arm. And then I continue the motion. This is my X strike. And then this, hopefully, I hit their arm out of the way, so I can clear it, because the arm's probably still going to be there. I can hit it out of the way, and I can go for a headshot. Okay, so one more time. Parry, hit the arm, and then come over here to knock this out of the way. I could even hook with the back part of my stick to trap it so then I could strike. Because like I said, if they're coming at me, the stick and their weapon, the arm's still going to be here. Even if they follow through, this is going to be in the way. And they could recover like that. So I could use this, you know, to get that out of there. So one more time. 1, 2, 3. This is my hooking, or this is my smashing that arm out of the way, so then I can come in with one of these. Okay, so now let's do it on the other side. Right here, same thing. Parry, gunting, and then this X motion here is what's going to get that arm out of the way so I can come in with this strike right here. So let's do it from the beginning. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then over here 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, so let's do it from the beginning. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then right here, this is the parry from the other side. 5, 6. This is a trapping right here. 7, and then 8. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, so now we're going to go to empty hand. What's very interesting is, like, let's say you get a Taekwondo guy or someone who does very traditional karate, and you put them into the venue of doing MMA, all right, the combat sport, cage fighting or fighting in the ring, something like that. Their style basically turns into kickboxing. MMA fighters are going to look at karate fighters, Taekwondo guys, and they're not going to see them for their style. They're going to see it from the viewpoint of kickboxing. So they're going to be like, how good is his kickboxing level? Okay, that's how they're going to view you. When an eskrima guy would go into something like that, the way they're going to view us is as boxing. Okay, that's what we do. We specialize in the hands. Yes, we have kicks and stuff, but our main focus is on the hands. Okay, so that's why I've been really pushing the boxing aspect. Okay, but yes, we do open the hands. You know, we do slapping, a lot of stuff that's not in boxing, and we have different angles of attack from boxing and stuff. But when it comes down to it, and if you were to go compete in MMA, then that is your key. That should be your specialty, is the boxing aspects. They're going to be like, this guy has pretty good hands from a boxing point of view. All right, so now let's do exactly what we did with the sticks with empty hands. So right now it's just a literal, pure and simple literal translation. We're just using our hands. Okay, so the first move, the attack is coming, and I'm going to parry. That's number 1. Parry. Number 2 is the gunting strike. Okay, you could make a fist, and you're punching forward the funny bone. Okay, so that's number 2. Number 3, we continue that motion, and we do this motion right here, which we're striking. This is the X strike, and we can blast that arm out of the way so that we could come in with this move right here. You could do a hammer fist if you want to, or you could do a chop if you want to, but we did a horizontal strike. So this is just literal translation. So one more time, okay? This is our parry, gunting, okay, strike, and then strike right here. Okay, so one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now it's the other side, okay? So this is, once again, the parry, 5, gunting, number 6, 7, the X strike, and then 8 right here, horizontal. And that completes it. All right, so right now we just did pure literal translation. Now we can change that more suitable for like MMA. Okay, so what you have to understand is traditionally, this is what is taught is done like this. Number 1 is the parry. Number 2 is the gunting. Okay, so that's the same so far. For number 3, instead of a strike, they grab. So it's actually now a trap. And then number 4 can be a strike this way, or you could push. You can push their face and go into a takedown where you're actually pulling them back while you secure the arm here and you kick the leg out. Okay, so that goes into a pretty traditional takedown. Okay, so that's what's traditionally taught, something along those lines. So one more time. Number 1 is the parry's the same, the gunting right here, and then from there we're going to go into a trap. We grab the arm, and then this is a strike right here, and then you can push the face and go into that takedown. Okay, so that's what's traditionally taught. We're going to change that because if you can get that, that's great. But what I'm expecting is a struggle. all right, that the technique isn't going to be so textbook perfect. So in this case, the guy's punch is going to be like that. He's not going to be right here and then stop and you could do all that stuff. He's going to go boom, or he's going to go boom, where he's really coming in. Either way, he's not going to be here like this, you know, like in class where the guy just waits and lets the instructor do stuff, which is nice for, you know, demonstration while people are trying to figure out what just happened. How did he do that? That's fine. That's a completely different environment here. I'm not putting that down. For learning, that's good. But now we got to transition from learning where it's clear and easy to see. Now we have to make it, you know, more along the lines, a little bit more along the lines of realistic. So once again, the strike's going to be like that, or it's going to be, you know, one of those, okay? So when that happens, we can do this. That's no problem, all right? But notice it's not 1 and 2. It's like that. Boom, right here. Boom, boom. It's that fast. Also, let's think about what we're doing here. In boxing-wise, this would be a parry and a counter shot. They don't hit the arm because they have gloves and stuff. And from my own personal experience, I've done this to people in training. And when I did this, there was no reaction on the guy. I did it to a boxer. He was completely fine. His arm didn't go limp, and then now I could do whatever I wanted. That's not what happened. I did it, and I looked at the guy going, what I was taught was that his arm should be numb by now. Never happened. Never happened. And this is not just once or twice. Okay, so you got to expect that that's not going to have any effect. So boom right here, boom right here. Okay, so the guy throws a punch, I parry, and I do my gunting right there. Boom. One motion right here. Okay, the next motion, 3 and 4. 3 was traditionally, it was the grab, and then it was the strike right here. I have to expect that it's going to be difficult to grab him because he is here now. The hand is not out here where it's nice and easy to grab and break his arm or put him in a takedown or whatever. It's here. It's back here where he's strong, back to his core, you know, or it's way over here and his whole body's going that way, so I have to kind of like bump into the guy, and now we're both unstable. So it's not like I could just do a technique from there either. Maybe I could grab and rush and fall with the guy and throw him while we're both falling, but that's very dynamic, and that's more along the lines of competition judo. Now we're once again changing the dynamic. Okay, so from this point here, I have to expect this. So once this comes back here, I have my forearms here. Okay, I'm going to crash that into this. Okay, so he threw the punch right here. I crash in right here. I crash in, and I'm going to try to grab and strike the guy. I will try it. I may not be able to. So if I try to grab and he's here and he's not going to let me so easily, okay, this is going to be coming. All right, he's not just going to stay there. This is going to be coming. This. So once here I'm trying to grab and I'm trying to strike and it's not happening, then this arm slides in and traps both of his arms to my torso. And we are now in the clinch. So I have both of his arms grabbed onto my chest. I'm hugging it with one arm, and now I can strike, I can elbow, I can start kneeing, okay? But we are in the clinch now. The main idea here is I'm not putting down the traditional methods. All I'm saying is you might have a difficult time trying to make it happen. And that doesn't mean it doesn't work. At that moment, it may not work, you know, but that's all part of the game plan. And sometimes you have to earn it. You have to really work hard to make it happen. You know, that's the thing that separates training and learning in a dojo and a real fight or a real sparring session where you're going full contact against a resisting opponent. They will make you work for that technique to happen. So if I want to trap his arm and strike him, I have to work for it. I grab his arm, he's going to be fighting it. And at that point, if he's strong enough to fight it, that means he's in pretty good position to where he could also counter-strike me. So at that point, I need to be smashing into him with my body weight to make it too close for him to punch me or to push him off balance. Now he has to kind of come down to wrestle me, so he can't just be, bam, counter shot to me, okay? So what it is a struggle. I'm struggling, and that makes it just a little bit more realistic. Okay, so last but not least, I want to show another modification which the first thing is the parry and the gunting right here. I said that's too slow. We can't go 1 and 2. We have to go boom simultaneously. From here, boom, and then, like I said, that by that time the guy's arm's going to be here, so now we got to clash in, boom, and that's where I can try to grab their arm and strike, and if that doesn't work, I slide this arm in and grab both arms, and then try to strike this way while I'm pinning both of his arms into my chest, and we are in the clinch. I can work knees and whatnot. Okay, but another strategy here is to do the parry and the gunting right here simultaneously with this. Okay, so right here it's parry, gunting, and then remember we went into this X strike and then this horizontal strike, right? So it was basically 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so what we're doing here now is we're going to do the first 3 simultaneously. So boom, right here. So I'm parrying and I'm gunting, and now I have my elbow here. Boom, like this. So that makes it much faster, and now I can come crashing down with this. You know, I can come crashing down with this into a clinch, and now I could grab and go maybe into Muay Thai clinch to throw some knees. Okay, so that's another possibility. Or I could just use this elbow to crash down and try to bring their arm down, and maybe I can trap it like it was more in along the lines of a traditional technique, and maybe go into an arm lock, or if I want to, I could go into a more modern, like a kimura, a standing up kimura, or something along those lines. But once again, it's it's too slow if I go 1, 2, and then try to grab with number 3. So right here, all 3 movements together. So from here, like I said, this gives me that opportunity to crash in, and then from there I can see how he's responding, how he's reacting. Okay, so the stuff that I showed you in this video might seem a little weird, or it might seem a little strange. It's definitely not the conventional, either from a eskrima point of view or even from an MMA point of view. It's actually a hybrid, okay, between the two. You know, and for me, it works out. Normally people think like traditional martial arts and combat sports, they don't mix. Well, I think that's silly. And hopefully in this video you can see that they totally relate and that they can mix together. So anyway, thank you for watching, and take care, folks.